All right. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me again today. So, if you have listened to the podcast from the very beginning, you know that I started off the podcast with my husband, Jeremy. And then after 15 episodes, I took it over, and now it's just been me for the last whatever episode we're on. I think this will be episode 23. So, it's just been me for the last, 7 or 8 episodes. Well, I decided to bring him back on today. So I've talked a lot about him the last handful of episodes, and I just wanted to have an episode, a show about relationships. I talked about some of our relationship struggles and how difficult it was at first, and how I had to do a lot of, work on myself to get to where we are in our relationship. But I thought, why not, why just hear from me? Maybe we could get his take on everything as well. So Jeremy, thank you for being here.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you. It's good to have you. Okay. So where do you want to start?
Well, just a little background. I've listened to the majority of your podcasts. I'm definitely a couple shy at the moment. Mainly because I like to listen to them in the evening times. And when I listen to yours, you get me excited.
What kind of excited? I'm just kidding.
I'm proud of you. I love hearing what you have to say, and nothing overly negative by any means. But it's just hard for me to relax after listening to your podcast because it gets my mind going and I enjoy it.
Very good. Yes, he does at night. He puts in headphones and listens to YouTube videos or podcasts or something like that to help him fall asleep. And he did tell me that when he listens to mine, he can't fall asleep. So he can't listen to them really in the evening anymore. I listen to podcasts and YouTube videos and stuff like that in the car when I'm driving to and from work. I don't do a lot of that. Like, I don't have a problem falling asleep. I fall asleep very quickly. So I don't have to listen to anything to help.
That's true.
It is true. But I wanted to have him on because, like I said, I've talked a bit about him. I've talked about our relationship, and I thought it might be fun just to get his perspective on things. And then he can kind of talk about, where we started and where we are now. So we started dating when I was in chiropractic school. So it's been 12 and a half years now, I think it'll be 13 years in May or something like that. So we've been together about 12 and a half years. And it was tough at first, right?
Yeah, it was definitely tough. I can give a background on how I met Amelia. I know you've heard the story, but I can tell you a couple months before I met her, I was actually on vacation with some friends. And we were sitting on a beach in Florida, actually St. Pete Beach, where we ended up getting married because I think it led to me meeting her. And, I was dating around, but not happy. And my good friend's wife and her friend started quizzing me. What type of woman do you want, Jeremy? Well, shit, I don't know. And I wasn't for sure. I wasn't focused on that. So thanks to them, we started breaking it down. And I started describing the type of woman I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, to be a parent towards my kids. And Amelia fit a lot of those categories. And one of the big ones was I would love someone like-minded, even in the same field as chiropractic. And so obviously you all know that that's a big reason we met. And I feel like in May when I saw her and she's wearing that chiropractic shirt, finding out she had kids the same age, it all kind of just fell into place. So that's definitely was a very motivating factor to get to know her better.
And it's interesting when you get clear on something, because you said that you had been dating around, but you didn't really know the type of woman you were looking for. But once you got a little more clear on it and they helped you kind of fine tune some of the characteristics you're looking for, then you found the woman of your dreams. And
you start paying attention and you notice, the beauty around you. You just open your eyes and your mind.
Yeah, because what you focus on gets bigger. And I know everybody here has had that experience. They're going to buy a new car and maybe they're going to buy a Toyota Camry. And all of a sudden, that's all you see on the road are just a million Toyota Camrys, because that's what you're focused on, because what you focus on gets bigger. And so the same thing is true with finding the person that you want to spend your life with. What you focus on gets bigger. So if you're focusing on you being alone or you not being able to find somebody, or maybe you're unlovable, then that's what's going to get bigger. But if you really focus on the kind of person you want and the qualities you're looking for, that's what you will be attracted to your life. That's what I think, at least.
I think that's very well said. I agree.
So while maybe I had some physical qualities and I was in chiropractic school that you were looking for, I probably didn't have some other qualities. Like I was not a very nice person at first. I don't feel like. No. Did you say no?
No, I said yes. There were things, I mean, yeah, we went through some difficult times, but I also saw the goodness in you. I saw your kind heart. I mean, I definitely wasn't in the right spot either, but I know you had a lot on your plate. I mean, I realized everything you were going through, being a single mom, going through a doctorate program, raising these kids, working on the side, so on and so forth. I would always think about that and take that into account before reacting.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was tough. And I know I've talked a little bit about how tough it was. But for me, I just had a lot of healing to do on my part and a lot of work to do on my part. And, it's work that really is best done when you're not in a relationship, because it definitely takes a toll on the relationship. I mean, we used to fight all the time. I mean, yeah, we used to fight quite a bit, yelling, arguing, me pushing physically and mentally and emotionally. Good thing you're a big guy.
Yeah.
But me just not showing up the way I should have. And that's because I couldn't, because of where I was, I couldn't show up the way I needed to show up. And, looking back, sometimes I asked Jeremy, I'm like, how did you stay with me? Like I was not nice. I was mean. I was broken. I was hurt. And so I'm sometimes surprised that he stuck around. And I've said this before, but I feel like he saw more in me than I saw in myself for a long time. And it took a lot of work. Our relationship took a lot of work at first. Right?
No doubt.
Do you have anything you want to contribute to that?
Yeah, I did see things in you. I saw, like I said, I saw your drive, your heart. Yes, it's rough around the surface, and I'm not by any means saying I was perfect, but there were times I questioned, there's no doubt. Had long conversations with friends and different things, but, I think others saw good in you too, even when you may not of yourself. So
yeah, well, good thing you've stuck around, because look how good you have it now.
Yes, life's perfect.
Life's not perfect. Life is never perfect. But I think that's our expectation, especially when we're young, thinking about what we're going to have in a partner. I know girls grow up watching, Disney movies, and that's what they think it's going to be. A knight on a white horse is going to come kiss us, and we're going to wake up and we're going to live happily ever after. And that's not really how it is. And we have a really good relationship now. We have a lot of fun together. We're recent-ish empty nesters. And so it's just us and our 3 dogs and 14 goats and 2 sheep and 2 pigs and 30 chickens and 4 turkeys and 3 ducks. Did I forget anybody? And our cat. But it's just us, us humans. That's it. So we spend a lot of time together. But I think, it's kind of a different relationship now. We don't have the kids here, so it's just us, but we still have to make time to date each other, because I think sometimes even now we get just used to being in our relationship, and it becomes easy, and we go to work, we come home, I cook dinner, we'll watch some TV, we go to bed, and it becomes very routine, and we kind of get into a habit of not doing stuff special together, wouldn't you say? Yeah. And so we have to make an effort, even though it's just us at home, to make sure we're still doing special things together, to make sure our relationship continues to grow. Because, I imagine he's the guy I'm going to be with for a little while longer, at least. So I want to make sure
I hope so. So you got plans? I don't know.
No, there's no plans. There's no plans. But so we have to, make sure we're doing stuff where we continue to grow as a couple and don't just become complacent because it's easy. Don't you agree?
Yes. Yep. Uh, over the last year, I mean, obviously, I say that a lot. I get told. No,
it's not always
we've
obvious.
really made a major effort in our relationship to date once a week. That doesn't always work out perfectly for a lot of different reasons. This weekend in particular, just having 3 Thanksgivings basically, which has been wonderful. And we've been together each part of that. And I feel like we've had a long time traveling, working on our house and projects. Even if it was on the road, we were still focused on it. And it's kind of some alone time. So you got to take advantage of those moments that you do have. But it is nice. Last weekend we went and soaked and saunaed and went out to eat. And I look forward to that.
Yeah. When the weather's nice, we've been playing golf every week. So, finding common interests, and I wouldn't necessarily say golf has been a common interest for that long. I recently decided I wanted to try to play it because I'm terrible at it. And that's okay. I'm okay not being great at it. I'm trying, and that's the main thing. I'm consistently hitting the ball. Where that ball goes, it's anybody's guess.
Who knows?
But I'm consistently hitting it in a direction that is forward-ish. But so yeah, we do take time out of our week to make sure we connect. Almost every morning we have coffee together. So I go to the gym. I come home, we'll sit and we'll have coffee together. We'll talk about our day. We'll really just try to connect on that level. And it is something that we haven't done in the past. It's only been this last, I would say more like 5 or 6 months with some of this stuff that we've really started connecting deeper and trying to build, we have a pretty solid foundation now, but you're just trying to build on that foundation. So in 20 years, when I'm still having coffee with this guy, it's okay.
Yeah. I really wish we would have started this sooner. I wish we would have made the time. And there's no doubt it was difficult for us having kids with other parents, blended family and sports and concerts and band and
work.
And our kids worked and, making all that mesh is sometimes difficult. But even if we would have just taken an hour out of the week, we could have made that happen. Even if it was just a lunch.
Yep. Which we did it some, but we weren't consistent with it. And so that's really the biggest thing. Anybody who's listening, I would challenge you all to schedule dates. And that's kind of what we do. You've heard me talk about it before, our core 4: body, being / fulfillment, balance / relationships, and business. So really part of our relationship goals is scheduling out our dates. Like, this is what we're doing, every week. And so we have a plan, because when we get loose with our plan or when we don't plan, then nothing happens. So really sitting down with your significant other and scheduling out those dates. We're going to do a couples massage. We're going to go out to eat. We're going to go, I don't know, walk in the park. I mean, whatever it is, you don't have to spend money. Something that Jeremy bought, which we haven't done yet, is the dancing thing.
Oh yeah.
So it's like a learning how to dance, program or something or other. It's videos that you watch and it teaches you how to dance, because we enjoy dancing, which hasn't really been a thing very much anymore. And we enjoy country dancing. Like, he's pretty decent at country dancing. I'm not super fantastic, but again, that's something I would actually like to learn because I enjoy dancing with him. So he bought this program that helps teach you how to dance. So we need to do it. I know I've seen the ad on Facebook multiple times. What is it called? Show Her Off? Is it that one or something like that? Yeah. Yeah.
And I would say, she says, you don't have to pay for it, but it does help. And it helps to schedule it out and pay for it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Which I know is not always possible, but even in the little things, if you can start to figure that into your budget, because then if that massage is already paid for, if your golf outing's already paid for, you just prepay it.
You're more likely to do it.
More likely to do it. And you need to. And that really makes a difference. Now with COVID, obviously, we've done a lot of pivoting and trying to do different things. So those always haven't been an option. And I think that's why we fall off course. Now, we usually make up for it last second, but that's not the way you want to plan it either.
No.
Because then it adds stress, and you don't want this to be stressful. You just need to show up. You need to make it so simple. Your plan is so simple and taken care of. But all you have to do is show up and just enjoy each other.
Yep.
So.
And that's what we do quarterly. So, quarter one of 2001 will be starting in January. So sometime in December, we'll sit down and we'll kind of plan all of our quarter one dates out. And, we have tried in the past this quarter. I don't think we did anything big, but, maybe do something big together for a weekend or, just something that's a little bigger than just going out to dinner or doing a couples massage. And again, it's just really helpful to have that connection and, be with your partner on that level consistently, because, as you start to go through life and as kids come and kids leave and, different things happen in your life, parents pass away or, friends, move, or you get in fights with siblings or fathers or whoever you're fighting with, you still have each other and you're pretty rock solid with that in that relationship. And it's been helpful. I mean, because I've had a lot of, hard things happen, and, having him here to talk to and to bounce ideas off of and to listen to me. And sometimes it's just listening, sometimes it's just being there for that person and not asking for advice, not wanting even any advice, just having somebody there to, give you a hug when you're done crying it out has been real helpful.
Yeah. I've learned to listen, not give advice unless asked, which is fine. I mean, that's the way it should be. A lot of times when we're trying to express ourselves to others, we always don't need a response. We just need that ear, that shoulder to lean on.
And sometimes that's hard since we're in the same profession and he's been doing it longer than me. I feel like at first he wanted to give me a lot of advice with that, and I promptly didn't listen to most of it. But now I'm going back and listening to it because, he was right on a lot of it. And I made it harder for myself in my office sometimes than it really needed to be, because he'd already been there and I just had to learn for myself, I guess.
See, this is one of those things I knew about her.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely, I don't want to say allowed it, but let it happen and learned to just be quiet. But she had a lot of amazing things too. So I learned things also.
Yep. So anything else?
I think another big thing, she found golf, which has made that easier for me. No, sorry. She found golf, which has definitely made it easier because it's something I've enjoyed. But then I thought in the past, I kind of found things she liked too. I started biking. And there's a lot of things we did together that we probably didn't think of them as dates, but we would bike together and we'd go to the gym. I joined the same gym and we'd work out together and different things. So it's a give and take things, because I love biking now, but going to the gym's not one of my favorite things, but it's makes it easier when you're doing it with another. So I guess if I had any advice, it'd be to just give a little, but make sure you're getting that in return. Because as I thought about it, because I appreciated her joining me in golf, and then I realized, I've done that in the past too. So it's that give take thing, and it's kind of nice. Yeah.
And maybe you'll find that you actually like something that you didn't think you would like because your partner likes it and you want to do something with them. You don't always have to 100% agree on, something. If one partner likes it, like you said, sometimes you go along because, you love them and care about them. And so you want to do something that they like to do. And maybe you'll find you like it, because I kind of like golf. Still not great, but it's not terrible. I can consistently hit the ball forward-ish. So, forward-ish. Yeah. So I guess, if we have any advice, it would be schedule dates, make time for each other, build that solid foundation. If you are not in a relationship, do some work on yourself, because it's easier to work on yourself when you aren't in a relationship. Having a relationship complicates it a little bit. It kind of muddies things up. And there are a lot of things that happen early on in our relationship that very well could have split us up. But, he, I guess, is hard-headed and wanted to see it through. And luckily he did, because, now, people sometimes, when they see pictures of it, they'll say like relationship goals. And how we are now, I feel like would be a good relationship goal, because we do have a really good relationship. But people don't sometimes see all the work we've done to get to where we are, because it really has been a lot of work. It's been good work, but it's been hard work. But I would recommend just working on yourself, figuring yourself out, finding a partner who sees you and appreciates you and loves you and wants you to succeed and lifts you up and doesn't drag you down. So that would be my advice. Just find somebody who you can build that foundation with. Anything else from you?
As I said before, I think listening more and maybe talking a little less, because when you're listening, you are learning, and you can learn a lot about your partner, which will help in your relationship in the long run.
All right, everybody. So feel free to connect with me on social media. Transforming Self with Dr. Amelia Rodrock is my private Facebook group. Jeremy actually has a private Facebook group as well. So if you would like to connect with him and talk with him, his is called Align Your Life. So you can look up either his or mine, join our groups, get in on the conversation on social media. We really want to help each and every one of you thrive and live your best life. So until next time, be courageous. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the show. There are many ways to connect with me, and I want to connect with each and every one of you. Facebook seems to be the easiest right now. I have a Facebook page for my podcast, the Transforming Self podcast page, or you can connect with me personally, Amelia Rodrock, on Facebook. I also have an Instagram and a YouTube page. So please reach out. I am here for each and every one of you. I want to help every one of you thrive to your full potential.